What is up, you guys? Today we're going to be talking about the stock market, whether if it's overbought or are we going to be heading into a bearish market. I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on it, and I'm also going to be showing you guys how to short the market if you're on Robinhood as well. All I ask is you just take 5 seconds of your time, hit that like button below, subscribe if you haven't yet. We're trying to hit that 10K mark by the end of this year, so if you're new to this channel, please make sure to hit that subscribe button below. I'm going to go on the computer now to show you guys the overall market. We are a bit on the overbought side, especially since last week. So this week, we've really been seeing a pullback in the market. But I do ultimately think that we're uptrending still in the market. The past 2 to 3 days, we have been downtrending. We have been getting a very big pullback. But that's just because of last week, how we had such a strong move to the upside. So I'm going to go on the computer now to show you guys my thoughts on this. Okay, so we have here the S&P 500. As you can see, today we have been downtrending. We're negative 2% of the day so far. If you can see this past 5 days, we have been pretty much downtrending as well. So, but if we look at the overall picture of the 180 days, you can see that we're still very, very high. And, you know, we were very overbought at this section. So you can see here the RSI was showing that we are overbought here at this top. So now I ultimately think that we're still bullish in the market. I think right now is a good opportunity to buy this dip that we're having, but I do think we're still bullish in the market. If we were getting more of a bearish move, I would say is when these two moving averages were to cross, then we will start getting more bearish in the market. But ultimately, I still think we're bullish in the market. We did see a very, very strong pullback as of this week because of the big uptrend that we saw last week. I mean, we saw airline stocks go 50 to almost 100% within a couple of days. Cruise line stocks as well, and everything was very, very high within 2 to 3 days. So we were overbought at that time, and now we are getting a pullback in the market, but I do think we're overall still bullish in the market. And let's say you wanted to become more bearish. Let's say that you knew that we were overbought here. You can see the RSI showing that we were overbought. I'm going to show you guys exactly how you can bet against the market if you have Robinhood. Robinhood doesn't allow you to short stocks, but it does allow you to buy put options, which is somewhat similar to shorting a position. So I'm going to go on Robinhood now to show you guys basically how you can buy puts in the market, and this will allow you to make a bet if you think that ultimately the market is going to go down. So I'm going to log into my Robinhood account now, and I'm going to show you guys step by step of how to do that. So let's say you know the market is going to go down, right? You could, with Robinhood and their platform, you could buy options. More advanced brokers will let you short, but Robinhood is a bit more beginner friendly, so they don't allow you to short. They only allow you to buy stocks. So if you wanted to short, the best option would be to buy put options. So you're going to go here. I'm going to click SPY options. And if you want to make money with if you want to bet against the market and you think, you know, the market's going to go down very big, we are overbought, you think maybe a second wave of this pandemic is going to happen, then you can buy SPY puts. This is you can bet against the S&P 500. And when buying a put, you have an expiration date, and you can buy further out. The closer it is, the more cheaper that put option will be. But let's say, you know, you think by June 22 we are going to be very bearish in the market, you can essentially buy a put option in the money or out of the money. Out of the money would be cheaper, and in the money will be more expensive. If this gets a lot more in depth, it's very hard to explain in just one video, because if I just talk about options, this whole video, you know, we'll be here for about 35 minutes. So this is just a very brief understanding of how you can short the market and bet against the market if you think we're going to go bearish. This is a great way how you can make money on both ends. And if you want to short, I would recommend a different broker, maybe sometimes Webull or Thinkorswim. Those are more intermediate and more advanced brokers. Robinhood is very basic and user friendly, but as far as day trading goes, you can't really day trade on Robinhood because it doesn't have these tools like Thinkorswim or Webull, and it's more user friendly. So if you want to get more into shorting and betting against the market, I would go personally with Webull or Thinkorswim. But you can also buy put options. Great way to make some money on the downtrend as well. But let's also talk about the stocks, that I'm currently holding, stocks that I see potential value in if you want to also take an opportunity in this pullback. One stock I do think that's a great opportunity right now is MFA. MFA is a stock that it's a mortgage investment stock, and this stock before this whole pandemic was trading as high as $8, dropped all the way to 29 cents, which is crazy because this stock actually pays you out dividends every quarter for owning this stock. They recently just suspended the dividends, but I do think after this whole pandemic is over and we recover, I do think eventually we will start getting paid dividends for that stock. But if we look at this time frame here and let's look at the daily, let's go weekly, and let's put here 10 years from now, right? You can see, let's zoom in a little bit here, and you can see that they have been paying dividends 20 cents every quarter for owning this stock. Great investment. Currently trading at $2.46, which is very good. It was as low as almost $2 flat as of today. But I do think it's a great opportunity for you to get paid 20 cents each quarter, and the stock is only $2.50 is a great opportunity to take advantage of. That's a bit currently. I do think that's a bit over 20% dividend payout when things start getting back to normal, which is a great long-term investment. Another stock that I also think is a good investment is PK. This one is a great opportunity if you want to get into it, especially off this dip that we're having. You can see here, let's go here to the 180-day chart. This is a Hilton stock. They recently suspended dividends as well, but you can see how these EMAs have crossed. And once those moving averages have crossed, we got a very strong move to the upside, around 50% in just a couple of days. We were expecting a pullback. I did mention it in my other videos, but we are somewhat bouncing off this 200 EMA line, and I do think we are going to be uptrending after maybe next week. We were overbought, and now we're just getting things back to normal. This is how the stock market works, guys. It's not always straight up. It goes up, pullback, goes up, pullback, and that's how it works. So I do think PK is a great opportunity. It pays out dividends close to 45 to 50 cents. And we're going to go here to this time frame again, and we're going to show you guys a 10-year time frame for it, weekly. And you can see that it was paying out really good dividends. They even paid at one point $1 per share on dividends, 45 cents, 55 cents, 55 cents, which is very good, especially at the price point of PK is at. So I do think it's a great long-term investment. I bought a couple of shares of PK and MFA when things get back to normal and they start paying dividends out as regular each quarter. I do think I would make about $10,000 to $12,000 profit just by holding those stocks off dividends every year, which is a great long-term investment. I'm also going to be talking about a bit of the cruise line and airline stocks because a lot of this channel has been talking about that, and a lot of the subscribers have been interested in that. So we're going to briefly talk about Norwegian Cruise Line. And you can see, let's go here to 180 day. And let's get rid of these drawings here. Your drawing set. You can see that we were very overbought here. This RSI was showing that we were extremely overbought. It was just bound for a pullback. Now we are kind of getting on the oversold side. So expect a move up. We did bounce off this 200 EMA line, which is showing as support currently. And you can see here previously it was showing as resistance. It broke down. These moving averages have crossed, and once they crossed, we saw a very strong move to the upside, almost 85%. Now we are pulling back, and we are bouncing off this 200 moving average, which is a very good sign to see. I do think we are going to still be uptrending until these moving averages cross here. Then we are going to be more bearish, but as of right now, I think we're still bullish in the market. And I do think, you know, we are kind of getting on the oversold side. So I do think Norwegian Cruise Line is a buy currently. Anything below $18 is a buy. Until these moving averages cross, I'm not going to be bearish on this stock. I'm still bullish on the stock. I do think it's going to grind up slowly. I don't think it's going to be just a quick upshot here. It doesn't happen like that. We usually see something very like this. Wait, that's a bit overextended, but you see something like this, then a pullback. Maybe use that pullback here. Use bounce off this as support. Goes up like that. That's a good uptrend in the market. You don't want to see something like this. The more likely you see something very high, the more likely you will see it pull back very strong as well. So always keep that in mind. When you see a very strong move to the upside, especially if you see a very strong move to the upside and you see that this is not close to the moving average, if you see it gapped up way above the moving average, it's very overbought. Something that you would like to see is, let's show you the S&P 500. I'll show you guys a great example. What I like to see is moving on top of it slowly, little by little, moving on top of it. When it's under it, we are downtrending bearish in the market, but like I said, we were overbought and we were bound to have a pullback in the market. Until these moving averages cross, I don't think we're going to be bearish in the market. I do think we're going to probably most likely hit this all-time high again of 339. It's just a matter of when. But you can see here, guys, that even on the daily chart, you can see that we have been uptrending and crossed. We gapped down very big, but that's because we had a very big gap up from last week. You can see we had a huge gap up, overbought. Now we're pulling back, and I do think we're going to grind up slowly. So just to briefly talk about this Norwegian Cruise Line, I do think anything below $18 is a buy. That's my opinion on it. I'm going to also talk about Carnival Cruise Line as well. Let me get rid of these drawings here for you guys. Clear drawing set. I'm going to put the Fibonacci tool to help you guys. And you can see here, I do think, you know, we did also, it's showing very similar moves that we are bouncing off this 200 EMA line. I do think anything around here is still a buy around this $18 mark. Anything below $18, I do think it's a very good long-term investment. And I'll start loading up positions as well. I'll start loading up positions on Carnival Cruise Line, Norwegian Cruise Line, PKMFA, and as well as some airline stocks if we start seeing a bit more of a dip buy. And you can see all of these stocks here that I'm talking about are bouncing off this 200 EMA line. All of them are pretty much acting very, very similar to each other. And you can see here that United Airlines is using this almost as support. The previous resistance here is now touching support here, and we're bouncing off this 200 EMA line. So I do think it's a good opportunity now. I won't be bearish until these moving averages cross for here, and I do think right now we are still bullish in the market. So hopefully this video helps you out, guys, determine whether we're going to be bullish or bearish in the market. I personally think we're still going to be uptrending. We're most likely bound for a pullback, and we're seeing it this week. Last week we were very overbought in the market, so I was expecting this at least something very similar to this. I do think we're still bullish in the market until those two moving averages cross. I'm not going to be bearish in the market, and I do think we're going to see the all-time highs again within the next couple of weeks. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video, and I'll see you guys on the next video.